Hey guys, so I'm going to do a reading today about the whole coronavirus situation. Um, I'm going to start off by saying that I'm not going to make a reading of different contents unless you guys want to. Um, I have already prayed, I've already put protections up before this reading, so that I'm not going to be seeing the parts of things. I might do some other readings into the future, but today I'm just going to be telling about this whole situation. I don't think I'm going to tap into any um, conspiracy theories there are in the world, because first off, I don't really know if I believe in any conspiracy theory, and I think we should just go. I want to we should just go about what is known, like what they tell us, because I don't want to go into origins and nothing like that. Uh, I just really want to see how this is going to develop, if the end of the situation is near or whatever is going to happen next. So yeah, I'm going to be going with this. So, what is going to be happening when it comes to coronavirus? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I have. That's actually not that bad. Let me just see. Okay. Okay, so there are definitely some worries right now when it comes to prosperity. I have with Queen of Pentacles. She is here showing. I also put the Queen of Feathers and Tower because I'm a bit nervous, so this might not be the best reading I ever did. So this Queen of Vessels came from of Pentacles, sorry, came with the Tower and Queen of Feathers. I think that definitely this has been coming a lot with news. So the Queen of Swords is mentioned here. It's the communication talking a lot about the financial impacts the coronavirus thing will create. And there is the Tower card, which, if you guys know anything about Tower, is basically a collapse. So I think there will be a lot of financial problems, there will be a lot of financial collapse. But the following card we have here is the Sun, and the Sun is usually a very positive card. Some people say that it's one of the best cards for the tarot, and I'm not going to oppose that. I think it's a really good card. So it definitely means that whatever is going to be happening, whatever has happened, things will get better. Things will get better. People will go through this, and even the financial situation, because the Sun card also shows Leo, and Leo proves gold and stuff like that. So usually Capricorn's sign rules money, but I that came to my mind, so I thought it was relevant. So definitely it could represent a positive outcome. Things will get better. It might take a long time. It might take a long time, but I do think that things will get better in terms of health and in terms of everything that's been going on. The Ten of Feathers, however, I mean, even to keep us here safe recovery, so definitely take will be recovery. Ten of Feathers normally, uh, usually you guys probably know with the swords, but this deck is a bit different, so I'm going to be with feathers. It usually represents a meaning of some sorts. Usually, the Ten of Feathers does represent a bit of a painful ending, but then usually will bring something better after. And because of that, uh, this painful ending might be everything that is been going on. And if you guys have seen my Instagram stories, I think you guys have seen me talking about a new Earth, which is basically a new world, not like a new planet or anything like that. And this card will also be representing that. I also see that many people focus themselves in stuff like fear and stuff like greediness, jealousy, for example. But this whole situation, especially being so isolated at home, it kind of forces us. I mean, it doesn't really, but you should at least, in my opinion, be spending your time like that. It forces us to self-reflect, and it will help us achieve a better version of ourselves by the end of this. And it also shows how we are not ready to handle such a big pandemic, basically. It kind of shows us that our health systems, they are not as strong as we might thought they were. They were not supportive. I mean, they are supportive, but many hospitals cannot support this many people going in at such a fast rate. And especially countries like African countries, some Asian countries, even some South American countries. Like everyone looks at it and they're like, oh, if we suffer so much, like, they don't have as many conditions as an European country might have, as a North American country might have. And now they are worried about that. But when everything is okay, almost no one cares. And that's really fucked up. So I think this transformation that here is represented, this new beginning, it might um, help us reach a better world, one that is not so focused in ourselves and self ourselves as on the ego, but also on helping others. And then we also have the Lover's card here, which again this represents the people that I'm saying. People will start to love each other more. And there will also be many important decisions to be made about this whole situation. I think that we are going to need a lot of work to the world, this new world that will be bringing, this new society will have to be based on love, on this vibration, because it is one of the strongest vibrations, even strongest, that's known to a human being. So I'm going to see what else I can do. What else can I do? Okay, again. Okay. So there is definitely, again, if with this card, then you have the Nine of Swords, right? And there is definitely a lot of worry. There's definitely a lot of anxiety about this, but don't worry. I mean, you should worry, but do not worry. Do not focus on own, especially because those feelings kind of make your immune system worse. So definitely be careful with that. I'm also saying that for some of you, you guys have to start to channel your spiritual power, especially with the elephant ear. Um, this is a time to look to religious practices, to spiritual practices, because they will ground you, they will help you, and they will empower you in some way. So search for um, various beliefs, search when you feel more connected to, and use that to improve yourself too. Don't don't focus on the negative. Try to search positive. For example, the news, for example, they only talk about people infected. They only talk about the people who die, but they rarely talk about people who recovered. And don't get me wrong, it's extremely important to talk about people who died. It's extremely important to talk about the people who are infected. But they just give you these numbers of total infected and don't show you um, who is already cured, because around 30% of people are already cured. So you have this situation, but you also have people getting better. And I think that many people are so focused on the negative part, on the infections of on the deaths, that they miss those parts. And you guys should still see new updates. You guys still should see what's going on. Just don't make that your life. Just don't surrender to that fear. Definitely detach from that. Be able to detach from that situation. Keep it in your mind, but be able to detach. It's just like you do with subliminal results. Try to do some hobbies. Try to do this certain stuff. Especially, like I said, look into yourself. Work on yourself during this time. Um, you can help this to manifest with that power. Like, if you start on focusing on love, this is if you start focusing on yourself too, it will help the world get better faster as a result. With this Ace of Crystals, I can also see that if previously talked about the financial collapse. Here it shows a new financial beginning, a new beginning. Um, there will be prosperity again. Once again, it will take time, but this could also open doors to new financial systems. It might also open doors uh, to end financial bankruptcy, for example. It could help us get better financial laws. Might help us maybe get better salaries in future, get better jobs. It could even create new jobs. It could also help us with new economical laws, for example. So definitely there could be positive coming from this. With the Queen of Shells here, once again talking about the compassion that this is state. This is um it is a time where you guys have to show compassion to one another. You guys have to show kindness to the world and love the world, love the universe. Even with everything that's going on, it's a time where we have to honor inner peace too and connect to our emotional side. And that's probably why so many people are living this situation, because it's not only something unknown, but we don't know much about everything that's going on. There have been another coronavirus going around, but this one is different. If that's different, we still don't know everything about it. The vaccine is just going to happen a few months from now. So yeah, but again, if you guys follow this, if you guys work on yourself, the straight work I'm talking about, it's going to help this liberation, it's going to help this transition to something better, something new. But not for failures is showing us who is rest now. Do not worry, do not lose yourself in this. That is all. We have been, as humans, through way worse than this, like way worse. And we all made it through. And some of this was not even that long ago. Even stuff that happened 100 years ago, for example. That might sound like anything that, but it's not actually anything at all. So seriously, everything will be fine, is what it says. Now, what I'm going to ask is, it is going to take a long time. Is it going to take a long time for coronavirus to go away? Okay, so this is not a very clear answer, and I'm going to explain why. It might go in a few months, in a few weeks, in many weeks, because it all depends on us too. Like if you are careful, if you follow the rules, it will be controlled quickly. So do not travel. Stay home as much as you can. Not just go out to get the essentials if you have to go to work or work. But definitely keep washing your hands and mouths. Keep using disinfectants every night. Um, Definitely keep everything like that in mind. And also work on your immune system. I'm actually going to drop a subliminal song soon, maybe in a few days, in 1 week, for to boost your immunity system, but also as a promotions for like everyone's system. You know, like everyone rules. I don't know. I don't know how to will work because obviously when you involve other people, it will also depend on that person. But it might help. So that's only all. The only reason I'm doing that instead of a corona related video is definitely because I think that uh, first because I wanted to be used like regardless of corona, like in the future, uh, not for like other epidemics like this, but just in general, like you have an immunological system you can use it, you know, like your brother has one you can use it, you know what I mean? And also, the second reason is because if me putting like Chrome in the connections, right, they will just be focusing even more on Corona, which is not what you want because then you just attracting more, if it makes sense. So that's why I'm working like subliminal focus on Corona, you know, but just like in general. Um, where was I? Yeah. So it will also depend on what. Oh my gosh, sorry. It will. Oh my gosh, sorry. It, oh my god. Sorry. So it will also depend on how you treat this, because if you are reckless, I know some people are being extremely reckless. You are doing others in danger, so definitely don't do that. Uh, for example, I'm not afraid to catch the coronavirus. For example, I'm not afraid to catch it. Like I don't want to catch it, but I'm not afraid to catch it. However, what I am afraid of, I mean, I'm not afraid, but what I don't want to happen, like I'm not worried about myself. Like if I catch it, fine, but I don't want to spread it to someone else. You know what I mean? Because I must spread it to someone who, like, I know I can handle it, but I must spread it to someone who cannot handle it. And like, I might end up killing that person. Like, I know it's not totally my fault if that happens, but still, I'm putting others in risk, in danger. So definitely, don't be the reckless. Have some respect, not only for yourself but for other human beings. Definitely uh, use this also as a learning lesson. I mean, because many people are like, I don't even know, or many people are so. I think this is a really big step, because there has never been a pandemic where so many people were rushing to close everything up, and some people think that it's necessary in this case, but again, we do not know all the facts. Um, it's not like it's said we have had before. For example, in 2009, we had the swine flu, right? And that was a really big thing. Like, it affected millions of people, millions. Way more than the corona flu, right? It killed also millions, I think. If not millions, a lot more than this. Um, and we do not post schools, we do not do anything. But that's also because the swine flu has existed for a long time. Like we already know about it. We already know how to. We have. I think we have vaccines for that. If not, we already have big treatments. So I think scientists were not very worried. Although I do disagree. Like you should still post it because people will still die. So yeah, but I think that doing these shows that people are more sensibilized for that kind of thing, which I do think is important. Is the base of civilization, in my personal opinion. I know that some people also think that this is like controlling this, or I think, in my personal opinion, is more like protecting this, which is the government's obligation. You know what I mean? Um, but then we also have here the 10 of shows, which you guys might know as 10 of cups, which definitely shows that things will be well, um, things will get better, there will be well-being, there will be health again, there will be things, but we also have to be wise, right? We also have to be wise with our decisions, with our choices, not putting others in danger, because you might even have the virus, right? You not have symptoms, and you might be passing it to other people. You might be imagined. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not only the incubation part of it. It's also after. Like, you might not even have symptoms yet, or ever, and like you might be spreading it to other people. Um. So yeah, definitely be careful. Definitely um do exercise, for example. It also boosts your immune system, and um, definitely don't panic. Don't. This is not the end of the world. This is not. the catastrophe. I mean, it is a catastrophe, but it's not irreversible. You know what I mean? So definitely, yes, will be fine. Just trust that. I think this is really. I don't think there is anything else to ask. Um, so yeah, goodbye, guys. I will be back to it. Um,